Welcome back to ETV. I'm Ned Tasselman.
And I'm Taylor Johnson, and this is your weekly news update. Students gathered on Thursday, October 10th to protest the planned program and faculty cuts in the philosophy, political science, history, and music departments. The rally began in front of the Polk Student Center and marched to Loveland Hall. Several current and former Edinboro students spoke to the crowd about how they felt the cuts would affect the university and those involved. After the rally, many of the students attended a faculty-student forum put on by Dr. Rhonda Matthews and Dr. Jim Fisher. The forum presented Matthews and Fisher's feelings about the cuts and their alternative ways to deal with them.
Yeah, these rallies are not just about saying that we are upset about these cuts. We are doing this because we really refuse to make a difference. We're doing this so that something happens. Because I really feel like this is an opportunity for me to make a difference in the world that I really have been wanting to make.
Oh, I didn't see the light go on. The Edinboro University Ultimate Frisbee Club hosted its lone home tournament of the season on Saturday, October 12th and Sunday, October 13th. Skylander, the annual tournament, consisted of nearly 20 teams from around the tri-state region, including squads from Pittsburgh, Rochester, and Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Both the men's team Haggis and the women's team Shaggis competed in the tournament. The tournament also serves as a homecoming for former Edinboro Ultimate members, and an alumni versus current members game is played on Saturday.
Edinboro University will be hosting a volunteer expo on Monday, October 12, 2013, to learn more about volunteer and internship opportunities at nonprofit organizations in northwestern Pennsylvania. The event will be held from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the Polk Student Center multipurpose room. Dozens of organizations have signed up to participate. Check out the booths and be registered to win prizes, including an underwater digital camera. And remember that volunteering not only helps our community, but also improves your resume.
The Edinboro University Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Club hosted Gustavo Dantes for a seminar on Saturday, October 12th. Dantes is a multiple-time world and national champion, a fourth-degree black belt, and the president of one of the most successful Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu schools in the nation. During the seminar, Dantes spoke to the group of nearly 30 about his training and methods and taught different moves that he has found successful using. The event served as a fundraiser for the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Club and provided participants a chance to learn from a highly touted instructor.
Yeah, this is just a great experience. I'm always traveling, doing seminars. Not only I'm based in Arizona, but I do travel in other states too. That's my first visit here, and I'm excited to see what they have. I know that it's I think I've done one seminar in a college before, in university, so this would be interesting to see how is the level of the training. So it's an interesting experience.
Potterfest kicked off this weekend with corn maze events and a Tri-Wizard Challenge on campus. Events continued this week with a Potter Bowl Trivia Fest, a Very Potter musical, orchestra performances, and a Ravenclaw academic conference, and more. This is the third annual Potterfest. For more information, visit potterfest.edinboro.edu. Stay tuned because coming up we have entertainment and global news, followed by weather and sports.
up on sex, don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
Welcome to Entertainment and Global News. I'm Jeff Snyder. Showing this week at Scott Cinema is Grown Ups 2, starring Adam Sandler, Kevin James, Chris Rock, and David Spade. 3 summers after the first movie ends, Lenny Feder, played by Sandler, decides to move his family back to his childhood hometown so his kids can grow up with their friends they made 3 years ago. Now 4 adults are learning some lessons from their kids on the last day of school, which promises to be full of surprises. And now they all have to face the fact that their kids are growing up. The movie will play Wednesday and Thursday at 5, Friday and Saturday at 5 and 8, and Sunday at 2. Hollywood has taken a crack at Romeo and Juliet again with the newest adaptation starring Douglas Booth and Haley Steinfeld. However, it doesn't look like this is going to go far as a box office hit, with the main concern being Steinfeld's performance as a 14-year-old Juliet. While she did get an Oscar nomination for her work in True Grit, it has been said that she doesn't seem ready to take on the complicated Shakespearean language and passion that the character requires. There is also concern with the screenplay, with writer Julian Fellows, who works for Downton Abbey and Gosford Park, adapting and updating the play, but still keeping a traditional approach. Scholars are accusing Fellows of taking too many liberties with the play and misleading viewers into thinking they're hearing the original text. Only time will tell us if this adaptation will stand up to the others that we've seen through the years. MasterChef finalist Josh Marks was found dead Friday evening after reportedly committing suicide. Police found his body in Chicago lying face up, unresponsive, and bleeding from the head. The autopsy later ruled the death as a suicide, having suffered an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. Marks previously admitted he had been struggling with mental illness, and relatives said that Marks suffered from schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. As soon as he got word of Marks' death, Chef Gordon Ramsay shared his sentiments, tweeting, quote, "Just heard the devastating news about Josh Marks. My thoughts are with his family and friends at this tragic time," end quote. And in global news, the 2013 Nobel Peace Prize has been awarded to the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons for its extensive effort to eliminate chemical weapons. Since it came to be in 1997, the OPCW has sought the implementation of a convention that was drawn up which prohibits the manufacturing and storage of chemical weapons. Among others considered for the award were Dr. Denis Mukwege from the Democratic Republic of Congo, Pakistani teenager and women's education activist Malala Yousafzai, and controversial nominees Vladimir Putin, Edward Snowden, and Bradley Manning. The government shutdown has entered its 3rd week, and another crucial deadline is approaching. The deadline for Congress to raise the debt ceiling is this Thursday. The debt ceiling needs to be raised in order for the government to borrow more money so the U.S. can essentially pay its bills. If Republican and Democrat leaders cannot find a compromise, the U.S. will default. However, earlier on Monday, top Senate leaders said that a deal is within reach. On Monday, a man was arrested at the gate of Buckingham Palace. The 44-year-old was allegedly wielding a knife as he tried to access the grounds of the palace illegally. Nobody was hurt in the encounter, and the man has been charged accordingly. Queen Elizabeth II was not at Buckingham at the time of the incident. Stay tuned, because coming up, we have weather followed by sports.
Wake the sun, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
I got no balls for losing. Shocking drugs that road all the time. Just had a few drinks. Just can't be happening.
Are we clear?
Clear. We're just buzzed. Just buzzed? You didn't tell us that, sir. You're right. This isn't happening. You'll be fine.
I feel good.
really.
No, not really.
Buzz driving. Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal.
Shocking.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
Hello everyone, my name is Dorean Churn. Let's take a look at the week's weather forecast. And let me just say this, it's not going to look good after Wednesday. Let's just start off on Monday, shall we, people? 61 degrees with a high of 50 degrees with mostly sunny skies with few clouds. On Tuesday, probably like the nicest day of the week, and I'm being very nice. High 69 with a low of 54 degrees with sunny skies. Now, on Wednesday, people, my favorite day of the week, hump day, we're going to start taking a dramatic turn. Rain showers likely in the Edinboro area. High 60 degrees with a low of 44 degrees. On Thursday, it's a copy and paste type of forecast. Rain showers, highs 52 with a low of 41 degrees. Friday, the last day of the school week, more rain showers. Yeah, it's just, it's gloomy, too gloomy. Highs 55 with a low of 41 degrees. On Saturday, the start of the weekend, yep, same thing, except it's cooler temperatures. Rain showers in the area, highs 52 with a low of 38 degrees. And on Sunday, rain showers again, highs 50 degrees with a low of 37 degrees. That is not going to transition well into today's trivia question, which is, what is the world's 1-minute rainfall record? A, 5 inches, B, 3.5 inches, or C, 1.23 inches? It is C, 1.23 inches, and Unionville, Maryland on July 4th, 1956 has the fastest 1-minute rainfall record. That is insane, people. Well, after these commercial breaks, please join us back here with sports.
Get caught buzz driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off.
Sorry, Mom. It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Welcome back to ETV. I'm Bryan Deibel, here with your weekly Fighting Scots sports update. Edinboro football traveled up to Erie this past weekend to face the Gannon Golden Knights. The team suffered a disappointing loss after taking on early one-possession lead in the first quarter. The score got tied up at 14-14, but Gannon would go on to score the next 41 points to win the game 55-14. The 55 points is the most the Fighting Scots have allowed in a regular season game since Scott Browning took over coaching in 2006. The Scots' time of possession was only a little over 18 minutes compared to Gannon's nearly 42 minutes. Inside linebacker Mike Shansky had a career-high 14 tackles. The loss snapped a 2-game winning streak for Edinboro, bringing the Scots record to 3-3 overall and 1-2 in the PSAC West. The Fighting Scots travel to Indiana, Pennsylvania this Saturday to take on the IUP Crimson Hawks at 1 p.m. The Lady Scots soccer team is on a 6-game winning streak after beating Clarion University last Tuesday and Indiana University on Saturday. The Scots got off to a slow start against Clarion after 30 minutes of scoreless soccer. Becca Costello hit the net for her 4th goal on the season. After that, the Scots got a spark and heated up, and Alex Brown netted her 7th goal on the season from 20 yards out. Then here, in the 82nd minute, Liz Debo notched her 7th goal of the season. The Scots were able to keep the Golden Eagles scoreless until the final seconds of the game when Casey Harshen scored 1 for the Golden Eagles, erasing the shutout. On Saturday, the Lady Scots beat the IUP Crimson Hawks on 1 lone goal from Jansen Hartman. The win brings the Scots' overall record to 9-3 and 7-3 in the PSAC. The shutout brings Megan Kelly to 5 shutouts on the season, tied for 2nd all-time in single season for the Fighting Scots. The Fighting Scots will travel to Gannon on Wednesday. The men's and women's tennis teams were home this past weekend, facing off against John Carroll University. The men notched a win in their final meet of the fall season with a 7-2 victory over the Blue Streaks, while the women suffered a 5-4 loss. Even though the men lost their top singles and doubles matchups, they came out with a win in all of their other matches. Cody Duncan and Amar Tabli each won their singles matches and doubles matches, which they played together. They were the only players on both the men's and women's teams to do so. And on the women's side, Ornanza Carleo led Edinboro posing a 6-0, 6-1 victory in the number 1 singles position. The Lady Scots are at Westminster on Monday for their final dual match of the fall season. And in women's volleyball, they suffered 2 consecutive losses this past week, one on Friday night where they lost to California 3-1, and on Saturday they faced Seton Hill Griffiths. The Scots started things off with a 2-set advantage, winning 25-20 and 25-18 before dropping 3 straight games to the Griffins, 25-22, 25-13, and 15-19. The losses moved the Fighting Scots to 12-8 on the season and 5-3 in the PSAC. In Saturday's game, the Scots wore pink for the Dig the Cure Day, helping raise money for the Susan G. Komen Foundation. They host Damon College on Tuesday. And lastly, in the men's and women's cross-country teams, they traveled to Fairview to run in the Mercyhurst Gannon Invitational on Saturday. Jordan Roos placed 1st overall for the men with a time of 26:51 on the 8K course, while Elliot Martin-Kasevich was 2nd with a time of just over 27 minutes. And on the women's side, Liz Podzinski finished 3rd overall, covering the 5K course in just over 20 minutes. The Fighting Scots head to Kutztown championship meet in 2 weeks. That's all I have for you this week in Fighting Scots Sports Action. Stay tuned for next week for more.
Listen now, can you hear the bluebirds? Oh, look up now, can you feel the sun?
Thank you for watching. That's all we have for you this week. Tune in next week for more news.
Also, feel free to email us any story ideas at edinborotv@gmail.com or tweet us at Edinboro Television.